an American woman rescued a stranded baby cat by the side of the road. She took it home and raised it, but as it grew, more strange things about the cat made her question. What is the cat's mysterious origin? How will the woman navigate the unexpected challenges ahead? Follow today's story on Animal Needs Love to find out more. The day began like any other for Elena Ivanova, a retired school teacher living in a quiet US village. It was the end of autumn, with golden leaves carpeting the roadsides. On her way back from the market, she noticed a tiny, trembling creature by the edge of the road, barely visible under the swaying branches. Curiosity got the best of her, and she pulled over, stepping cautiously toward the figure. There, curled up in a pitiful ball, was a small kitten with distinctive spotted fur, its body frail and trembling from the cold. Its eyes, though half closed and dull with exhaustion, flickered with a faint glimmer of life. The poor thing looked as if it hadn't eaten in days, its fur wet and matted, barely holding on. Elena felt a pang of sympathy. The little kitten was so weak it didn't even try to get up. Gently, she wrapped it in her scarf, murmuring soft words as she lifted it. Cradling the kitten against her chest, she hurried back home, determined to give this helpless creature the warmth and care it so desperately needed. Back home, Elena settled the tiny kitten on a soft blanket near the fireplace, the warmth slowly bringing color back to its thin, damp fur. The kitten had an unusual pattern of spots and markings that gave its fur a wild, shimmering look, though it was still too weak to stand on its own. Elena watched over it closely, feeding it drops of milk with an eyedropper, encouraging the fragile creature to drink. Each time it managed a few sips, she felt a flicker of hope that it might recover. Her dog, Mishka, a gentle-hearted old mutt with a thick coat and soulful brown eyes, watched curiously from across the room. Mishka had been Elena's companion for years, a calm and protective friend who seemed to sense the frailty of this new arrival. Slowly, Mishka padded over to the tiny bundle on the blanket, sniffing the kitten gently before settling down beside it, his body curled protectively around the little one. As the days passed, the kitten, which Elena had named Dusia, began to grow stronger. Dusia was playful and curious, following Mishka's every move, trying to copy his steady gait and even imitating his low grumbling bark. Mishka, with all the patience of an old soul, would wag his tail and indulge Dusia, letting her bat at his ears or clamber clumsily over his broad back. In the evenings, Elena would sit with the two of them by the fire, the house warm and filled with a rare peace. Dusia would curl up on Elena's lap, nestled against her chest, while Mishka lay beside them. Stroking Dusia's soft fur, Elena marveled at how quickly this kitten had made a place in her heart, and in Mishka's too. There was something special about Dusia, Elena felt. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but the bond she shared with this little creature felt different, stronger than with any other animal she'd raised before. As Dusia grew, Elena began to notice more and more strange things happening that she couldn't quite explain. At first it was Dusia's appetite. What had started as small regular meals grew into something much more intense. She devoured her food with an urgency that seemed almost predatory. No longer content with just a saucer of milk, Dusia now eagerly tore into fish, meat, and anything else Elena put in front of her. She'd finish everything in seconds and then meow at Elena, her eyes wide as if demanding more. If Elena didn't immediately respond, Dusia would follow her into the kitchen, pacing and sniffing around, as if convinced there was something more to find. Her coat had also transformed. What had once been soft and fluffy became sleek and glossy, shimmering in the sunlight with an almost metallic sheen. The spotted pattern on her fur grew more defined, each mark resembling a constellation of rich brown and golden tones that sparkled as she moved. But it wasn't just her appearance that had changed. Dusia's behavior had become increasingly unusual. Dusia began to display a kind of intelligence Elena hadn't expected. She would sit by the front door, staring out into the forest beyond, her ears twitching at every sound. Sometimes, Elena would catch her scanning the area in a way that felt too calculated for a domestic cat. Once, when Elena had gone out to fetch the mail, Dusia had followed her, silent, stealthy, keeping her distance but never breaking her watchful gaze. It was as though Dusia was guarding her, ensuring her safety, like Mishka had done for years. But the most unnerving change came one evening, as Elena sat by the fire with Mishka. Dusia had been playing outside, and when she came inside, Elena was struck by how silent she was. She wasn't meowing or nudging Elena for attention as she usually did. Instead, Dusia walked into the room, her eyes wide and alert, her movements precise. Elena could swear she saw something wild in her gaze, something untamed. Elena froze, but she quickly dismissed the feeling. It was probably nothing. Just a cat growing older, she thought. Days turned into weeks, and Elena ignored the strange changes in Dusia. Elena had always known that Dusia was special, but she couldn't quite put her finger on why. The little kitten had grown into a striking young cat, her sleek coat shimmering with a golden hue and intricate patterns. Her movements were graceful, almost fluid, and her eyes, those bright, intense eyes, seemed to see right through Elena. Yet it wasn't just Dusia's beauty or strength that made Elena uneasy. It was the feeling that there was something more, something beneath the surface that Elena didn't fully understand. Today, she had decided to take Dusia to the vet. It was time for a routine health checkup, and it seemed like the perfect opportunity to have her sterilized as well. She hoped that perhaps the vet could shed some light on the little things that had been bothering her. The cat's sharp instincts, her unpredictable behavior, and the strength in her limbs that made her more agile than any cat she had known. Elena had been too worried to ignore it any longer, and she hoped that a professional opinion might help calm her mind. When they arrived at the clinic, Dusia was unusually calm in the carrier. Once inside the examination room, Dr. Tanov, the vet, greeted them with his usual warm smile. He was a tall man with a soothing voice and a kind demeanor, someone who made Elena feel at ease despite her growing anxiety. The little cat stepped onto the table, her movements as fluid as ever, her eyes fixed on Dr. Tanov's every action. He began the examination, running his hands over her body with practiced ease. Dusia remained perfectly still, allowing him to check her over without protest. But as he felt her coat, Dr. Tanov's hands lingered slightly longer in some areas, his fingers tracing the patterns in her fur, his brow furrowing in thought. "This is an interesting cat," he said, more to himself than to Elena. Dr. Tanov continued, his fingers moving along Dusia's sleek coat, and then he paused. His eyes lifted to meet Elena's, his expression now more serious. "Elena, I have to ask, have you ever looked into what breed she is?" he asked, his voice quiet. Elena blinked in surprise. "I've wondered about it," she admitted, feeling a little embarrassed. "But I didn't think it was important. She was abandoned and I just wanted to help her." "Why?" Dr. Tanov's gaze shifted back to Dusia, his eyes tracing the feline's every movement with new focus. "She's not just any domestic cat, I can tell you that much." Elena's heart skipped a beat. Asterisk. "What do you mean?" He hesitated for a moment before speaking again, his voice calm but filled with certainty. "Dusia, she's a Bengal cat." Elena's breath caught. A Bengal? She knew they were exotic, a mix of domestic cat and Asian leopard, known for their striking looks and wild instincts. But how could Dusia be one? Dr. Tanov nodded. "It's unusual, but it happens. Bengals can end up in unexpected places. She lives with you, but her instincts and behavior are different. Elena's mind raced. Ducia isn't just a stray. Dr. Tanoff smiled. Bengals often hide their true nature as kittens. You've likely noticed her energy and intelligence. She's adjusting to her wild side. Elena nodded, realizing Ducia was more than a rescued cat. She had wild ancestry. But is she dangerous? Elena asked, concerned. She's never aggressive, but she seems so alert, Dr. Tanoff reassured her. Bengals can be intense, but aren't dangerous with proper care. They need activity, stimulation, and space. You might see unfamiliar behaviors, but it's part of who she is. Elena felt a mix of relief and apprehension. Now she understood Ducia's fierce intelligence and energy. Caring for a Bengal would require adaptation. Elena smiled, finally understanding Ducia better. As the vet continued with Ducia's checkup, she realized her life with this wild cat would be more exciting and challenging than she had ever imagined. The following day, after discovering that Ducia was a Bengal cat, a hybrid of domestic and wild Asian leopard cats, Elena felt both awe and concern, fascinated by exotic animals but uncertain about the challenges she needed to ensure she could meet Ducia's needs while abiding by the law. Next comma, Elena researched California's regulations on Bengal ownership. The law allowed Bengals, but only if they were 4 generations removed from their wild ancestor. After confirming Ducia's eligibility, Elena checked local ordinances and learned that hybrid cats required an enriched environment and sterilization, and they couldn't roam freely. With the legalities sorted, Elena made her home Bengal-friendly. She installed climbing shelves, a large cat tree, and interactive toys to meet Ducia's physical and mental needs. She also set aside time for daily play and provided quiet spaces for Ducia to retreat when needed. Elena ensured Ducia received regular vet care, including sterilization surgery as required by law. She also worked on socializing Ducia with guests and her dog, and joined online communities for Bengal owners to share experiences and gain advice. As time passed, Elena created a balanced, enriching environment for Ducia, fulfilling her needs while respecting her wild ancestry. Though it was a challenge, Elena felt that Ducia was more than just a pet. She was a unique companion who had found a special place in her home and heart. That's the end of the story today. What do you think? Do you believe there's a place for wildness in our modern world? Could you open your heart to a creature as magnificent and unpredictable as Ducia? Or do you think we should keep a distance from the wild for both our safety and the safety of the animals? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you find this story interesting, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Finally, don't forget to turn on our bell and subscribe to our channel Animal Needs Love so you don't miss any of our new videos. Thank you for your support, and see you next time.